random noises that I make are all because I feel like it. Okay. La-di-da. La-di-da, la-di-da, la-di-da. Alright. Hello. And welcome from nowhere. I am Nata. And we will begin with the art. Today I believe is part 4 of doing this artwork. So, I'm fixing something really quick. Okay, good. That's all fixed. Now, today we shall begin on the most important part. That. But before I do that, I need to fix something real quick. I have a bit of a bulge problem here. So, I'm actually going to select this portion right here. And then we're going to mesh transform, zoom in just a bit. Because I actually want to just because it doesn't need to be moved in much proportionately. But it does need adjusting ever so slightly. Much better. And then we will go to, I think it's in, is it in the tech? Is it tech? No, not that one. Hello, big dog. Yes, it is this one. And now we are going to actually reselect. And then we're going to Control T and move that over. And it actually needs to be rotated ever so slightly. There we go. Okay. Not much of a difference, but enough that it was bugging me. So, moving on. We're going to add a layer. This is going to be the rider. And because I'm weird, we're going to start from top down. We're going to go, oi, 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 oi. Need to adjust my... We're going to start with this color, move it more into a blush tone because she is mildly sun-kissed. Zoom it in. We're going to go in. Actually, I do kind of want to do a crayon, but I'm going to narrow the crayon brush just a bit. This is to get the base coats in, and then we'll go in with some more detail later. Highlights and all that jazz. those highlight points. Doesn't look like much, I know, but we're getting there. Meanwhile, over here, let me go back down here, get some of that in here. Blend, blend, blend. And we're actually going to go into more of a purple tone, because this is where the shadow is. And then I'm actually going to turn that line off so I can get some more of this detail in here. To kind of blend that in some. I know it looks really weird right now, but don't panic. Okay, now back to, I do want the oil brush pin, and then we're actually going to go in with, I do kind of want it darker here. Narrow that brush. I zoom this Movo in, because we're actually going to go along that line. Go in with the blur, just blend some of that in, because you see how zoomed in I am right here, and yes, I am very much zoomed in right here, but she is respectively smaller once you're looking at the big picture. So for now, it is okay that it's kind of blurry and blobby and all that good stuff. So the world will not end. I do want to go over here because I do need just a hint of a pink color. Is it more purple? Yeah, it is more of a purple. So we're gonna kind of go with a dark right there. Because you gotta remember, she's far away in comparison to the rest of it. So it may look like she's got giant bags under her eyes, or she may look weird. That's okay, because she is very far away. I do want to just take that in though. And just kind of add. And then I'm going to narrow that brush again. Take that a little darker. Because this is very far away. But she does have eyes. Even if they're very, very far away. Treat her gently. She's a beautiful young lady. There's lots of shadow over here where her hair is. Okay. And then I am going to take oops, that overate. Okay, now. Okay. This is going to be hair slash hat, because she does have a hat. Okay, so she does have some very lovely hair. I'm gonna start with the light color here. She has her mama's hair. I know this young lady. Well, more specifically, I know her mama. They're good people. Good, hard-working people. This young lady, one of these days, I am gonna see her out rodeoing in the big world. And she's gonna take that world by storm. I can feel it in my bones. second layer just to get those shading colors in. I know right now it looks like a great big blob, and that's fine. I'm trying to get those shade layers in. Okay, now we're gonna go into the dark. Gonna narrow that brush. We're actually gonna go to the oil brush and narrow that brush. Because this is where we're gonna get into those details of the braid. Because she has like this gorgeous, naturally curly hair, just like her mama does. And I really want to bring that accentuation out. In fact, I'm even gonna take that away. I know this kind of looks like mud right now, but that's okay because this is very far away. Cause see, look, I'm working like teeny tiny here because it's way up here. So when I zoom out, it's not nearly as bad. Also, if you're curious, don't feed your big dog beans and then he come in to sleep. Because he is stinky. Don't be afraid to go a little darker than you anticipated. It is okay. I'm gonna grab that blur, blend that in, blend that in. Okay. because it's in so much shadow, it really does look like it blends into her neck. But I know this is her hair, and I do want to give it some of that distinction. Okay. We're gonna there. And now we're gonna do the hat. And the hat is black. Crayon. Oops, overshot that. Overshot that line. I was wondering though why this hat was so difficult to get the proportions right, because of the shadow, you can't tell where the rim of the hat and the top of the hat really end or meet. So it's quite difficult. So, in the interim, just trying not to necessarily get it on her face here. I got it too close to the hair. That's okay. We'll work with what we got. That's what happens when you do it on the same layer. I did it on that way on purpose. It's fine. Ta-da. Ta-da, ta-da. Ta-da, 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 ta-da. Okay. Now I can up that a little bit. Fill in some of these gaps. Okay, now we go back to the detail. I need just a little bit of a blue color, and that is actually going to go along the edge line here. Iron out that edge line. No. I do want it just a hint lighter, just a hint. Just to get a couple of those highlights in here. Just the details. After all the devil's in the details. But really, you really can't see kind of where those lines are once you get fact, I may have to get the pen brushes to get that fine line. No. Too pointy. Curve that edge ever so slightly. And when it does, it kind of sinks over her face. And then it kind of goes up again. It seems like a little bit of a wobbly line, but I promise this is kind of what her hat looked like. And it goes... It actually goes closer around here, I think. Really? Do I need to go take care of business? My cat's meowing at me. Oops. Just cleaning up that line some. Uno momento. I must take care of the Majesty the cat.
Hello, big boy.
Oi. What was that? Oh, the life and times of where I am. Oi. I'm gonna leave my blanket. The wind is bustly. And as such, I am under a blanket because I am perpetually cold. No. Focus. Okay. Okay, I actually think that works pretty well, but I am going to narrow it down just a bit because this line actually follows the face. Because you see the line, it goes around and behind. So when you zoom out, not like that. I don't like that at all. So I'm going to take that away. Okay. Yes, that'll work for now. And then I'm actually going to do another layer. This is going to be shirt. And this is more of a kind of a here, but on the yellower side. Actually kind of halfway between, almost an orangey color. Because it's very cream. Okay. It's actually a little too pale, but that's okay. We'll work with what we got here. Get some of that highlight in. Doo-doo. Okay, now we're gonna go into the blue. Just to double check. That is her shoulder, right? Yeah, sorta. Need to make that a little bit more square. This is also a shirt. This is also a shirt. kind of got some plumes to her shirt. Kind of down here. And then she's got a little bit of a frill neckline to it up here where it meets the skin. And then on the actual rider, there's a very, very faint line. All the way up to the chin. Okay, now we're going to go into the shirt. Go back to the shirt. Oh, I forgot a piece of hair. There's a curl there. We need the curl colors. I don't like it like that. I think it needs to go.
Say hello to Sarah Lee Half-Loaves.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. We must wait for the advertisement to finish and wait for it to get over with. We must wait for the advertisement finish, 'cause nobody cares what you're talking about. Okay, now we're gonna go back over here. This is primarily in shadow, but just to kind of give it some of that detail, add some in the background. Okay. And then over here where that plume is, I want more of that definitive detail. Okay, then I need that's a hard crease. That is a hard crease right there. There's another one up here. Because this one goes all the way down the sleeve. Down the sleeve. And there is just a hint of a pink because there is some decals on the shirt. But right now, focus. This is one of those few times when I need the reference. I'm going to take the outline away. I'm just trying to get those proportions right when it comes to her hand on the saddle. Okay, so no, that's right. That's right. Oh, her thumb. I need her thumb. Her thumb is over here. Because she is gripping that saddle horn. Because the saddle horn is over here. Just because there is so much intricate detail here. Okay, now we're going to go back to the rider. I'm going to grab that. And her thumb, actually up here. With some purple. Oops. Because this is where her elbow is. Way down there. Blend that in. Blend, blend, blend. Blend, blend, blend. Get in with that. Outline brush right there. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. Because this is a major shadow down here. Major shadow. Okay. Yes, that definitely helps. But I do need to... Oh no! Wrong one. Shirt. Take that away. Oi. Okay. And there's some pink over here. Because as you can see, she's not entirely like perfect, but I do think we can go up. Next stretch. Oh, I need to go in to the shirt layer and fix that. Okay, now. Okay. Oops, overshot that. Didn't realize. Because there is some seriously dark shadow around this arm. I'm talking like black shadow here. Okay. Is she perfect? No, but that is an excellent start. Yes, I think she is making excellent progress. I do want to add one more thing before I forget about it because it is important. Not because I have a couple minutes. Okay. Overshot it. So it goes right about there. Okay. All right. She's coming along. I still gotta work on the hands, and those are gonna take a lot more time for detail, but she's coming along. And then, of course, there's the leg and the stirrup. So. There she is. All right. We're gonna go ahead and save. And I think I'm gonna call it a night for the night.